All right, so we were watching this video, this football play. Listen to the commentary. We're listening to the words plane, or we're listening to the word cross section. And it probably gonna skip, but we're gonna try it out anyway.
Third and goal from the 1. Quarterback takes the snap, hands back to the running back in, touchdown! That's right, folks. He breaks the plane. Once he gets going, there's no way to stop it. That's right, folks. Touchdown.
Breaks the plane. What does it mean? What is that man talking about? Well, let's just do this. Let's talk about what do we notice and what do we wonder about this video? What do you notice about this video? And what? It's football, obviously. What else do you notice? You're on the 1 yard line. They're about to make a what? Touchdown. Okay. Anything else you notice? No? You were listening too much?
Glitching too much.
Oh, it was glitching too
A
much.
lot of people on top of each other, and then somebody was trying to peek out. Well, you know
Okay, what he was trying to peek out? Just his head? Or you trying to peek the ball out? Okay? So this might be a question for the guys. I'm gonna have to ask you, why did he stick the ball out? What was he trying to do? The ball gotta be inside the end zone to make the touchdown, right? So when he stuck the ball out, but was this man's body in the end zone?
No.
So he didn't really score a touchdown. Oh, so only the ball got across the end zone? The ball was over the orange thingy. He was on the sideline, right? Ain't no pylon right there.
Yeah, if you had a pylon right there, it would have been over there.
So all he got to do is reach the ball over the end zone, right?
I'm not looking at your system. I'm
Okay.
just looking at it.
So when the man said he broke the plane, what does that mean?
He broke the
He got inside the end zone.
He got inside the end zone. So when we talk about a plane, just like they talking about in football, when we talk about a plane means that there's like this invisible thing. Like, so the end zone is, let's say this is the end zone. The plane is like this invisible line from the end zone that goes straight up in the air in all different directions, right? Okay? He's got to break through that. He's got to put that football through that plane, right? That invisible barrier, so he can get the ball over the end zone, right? That's what they mean by breaking the plane. Make sense? A little bit of sense? Half a sense? So the plane goes everywhere. It never stops. But can he make a touchdown anywhere?
No. You gotta make it in.
You gotta make it directly.
Directly where?
And that little touchdown in the end zone.
In the end zone.
Can he go out of bounds and make a touchdown?
No.
Huh?
No.
Not always. Can his body be out of bounds and make a touchdown?
No, like not standing.
Not standing. But could he jump? Could he jump out of bounds and still break the plane with the ball and make a touchdown? Yeah. All right. So he can't be out of bounds. So really, the plane on the football field ends at the sideline, right? Okay. So it ends right there. What shape do you think the plane is for football? Rectangle, because the field goes like this here, right? Say, this was something for you. This little paragraph they want me to read. Planes extend forever, which means the plane at the goal line includes regions that are in bounds as well as regions that are out of bounds. The plane goes through the ground and into the sky, never ending. The football can cross that plane anywhere along the goal line, up high or down low, and still count as a touchdown. What is the shape of the region of the plane where it's possible to score a touchdown? Elena already said that was a rectangle. Today we will sketch regions, and actually we might not get to it today, but tomorrow we're definitely sketching some three-dimensional figures that are cut by a plane. So that imaginary piece, or I like to think of it as a knife. I'm taking a knife, and if I got a rectangular prism, what's going to happen when I pass a knife clean through that rectangle? Huh? It's going to cut through it, but we got to worry about what shapes are created when we cut them. All right, that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, let me move my camera real quick. And can everybody see my desk like right here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you got the bloody.
All right. So obviously you already know what this is, but I do have a stick of butter sitting right here. I'm gonna unwrap this wrapper and reveal the stick of butter that I might be using this afternoon to make me a shrimp fettuccine. What shape is this stick of butter?
A rectangle.
That's a rectangle?
Yes.
A rectangle of who? Yeah, because a rectangle is like that's a square, right? If you tell me rectangle, that means it's flat on the table. Is this flat on the table? No. So this is a 3D solid, right? It's a rectangular prism. Okay? Where do you see the base at?
On the two sides.
What two sides? Right here?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Right here, this side?
No.
Then you said two sides. I see 6 sides.
Top and bottom.
Where is it at?
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom.
Currently, it's the top and the bottom, right? So on rectangular prisms, we can have a whole bunch of different bases. This could be the base down at the bottom. This could be the base right here at the top, right? What if I stood it up? Where's the bases at now?
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom. Okay? I want to take this stick of butter, not stick of butter, rectangular prism, and I am going to have the base be these two big rectangles right here. Okay? Rectangle at the top, rectangle at the bottom. And I want to take my knife and I want to cut it parallel to the bases. How are the bases sitting right now? Do it with your arms. Are the bases sitting like this here? Is that where the bases are? The mind say no. You shaking your head. Yeah. Is this what the bases are doing? What the bases are doing? Elena, show everybody. They look like this here, right? Are my bases right now two parallel lines? This right here ain't parallel lines to you. Okay? So if I gotta pass my knife and pass the knife parallel, where am I gonna put the knife at? Am I coming straight through the top like this? No, how I'm going? Going like this, right? So if this is one of my bases and the bottom is one of my bases and I want to cut parallel to the base, I need to cut my knife through here. And it looked like it had already got, there we go. Come on, get through. Get through there. There we go. All right. So again, it's cut a couple of different times because of the other class. Now, when I cut this butter parallel and I raise it up like this, what shape do you see? A rectangle. Is this rectangle the same size as the bases? Is that the same size as the bases? Yeah. What you're looking at right now, and I'm getting all over my hands, this is called a cross section, right? Where you cut a solid at and you reveal where you cut it at, that is the cross section, okay? So when we cut a rectangular prism and we cut it parallel, I don't know why you're on the computer right now, Cyrus. When we cut it parallel to the bases, we get a shape of a rectangle that's identical to my bases. Now, I'm gonna put it back and leave the bases the same. Now I want to cut perpendicular to my bases. What does perpendicular mean? If parallel means I'm not touching the two bases, what do you think perpendicular means? I'm going straight through them, right? Not only am I going straight through them, I'm going straight through them at a 90-degree angle. So I need to take my knife and cut it right here. What shape do you think my cross section is going to be now? A what? You think it's going to be a square? Why do you think it's a square? We're the same shape as this side right here, right? If I cut it right here and show you the cross section, got a little bit of butter that popped up. What shape is that cross section? It's a square, right? Just like this lateral face is a square, right? Is there any other way that I can cut this rectangular prism perpendicular to the two lateral faces? Is there any other way that y'all can think about me cutting this? Just straight like that? That's the only way I can cut it?
You can cut it from like this side.
What if I cut it like this? Is that still perpendicular?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I cut it like this, what shape do you think I'm gonna have this time? I'll cut it at an angle just now. A parallelogram?
Triangle.
Now, if you like Dale, Dale said, that's a trapezoid. No, definitely not a trapezoid. I know what a trapezoid looks like. And again, it's going to be kind of messy because it's starting to melt on me. What shape do you see right here?
Got a cheat.
You gotta look at it straight. Don't worry about it being slanted. What shape is that? Rectangle. What shape you see? You see a rectangle? Which one see? Rectangle? You see a rectangle right there? It's a rectangle, right? Okay. So I'm doing this so that you can see the different shapes that you get, because this type of stuff you're going to have to be able to do, much like the last test. A lot of it's going to have to be imagination. All right, you're going to have to think about, if I take this shape and cut it like this, or if I take this shape and cut it like that, what am I going to end up with? Okay, so the best way for you to be able to envision it is for you to be able to see it in real life right now. Dog, you still not finished? Gave you way more time than everybody else, bro. All right, so now I'm going to call you up one by one, and I'm going to give you some tools that we're going to use to go ahead and do our own cross sections. Huh? Hey, what? Calculators, no. You don't need calculators. All right, so one at a time, Ayana, since you're up already, I want you to come over here. Take you a piece of string and a ball of dough or clay. Going straight down the road. So once Dwayne goes, the laser you come. Very quickly, come on. Adasia, come on. I gotta call your name. Come up here after your person gets the stuff and come on. Do it quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Next, next. Next, next. Next. Next.
They probably ran out of snacks. All they got is popcorn and
Next up, next up. Next person. Next up. What we gonna do? OMG. We are not gonna have enough. Who's getting it? Oh, Chase.
Oh, darn it, he swooped my.
Dag nabbit.
Those are fingers.
I would never see that.
So Chase is actually lucky because he gets his already done. But I need you to take your clay and do your best job to make yourself a rectangular prism. So a rectangular prism. We're not playing around with this. We're doing it as fast and best we can. A rectangular prism.
Yes, can do it.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so for problems 1 and 2 in lesson 22, we're gonna use our rectangular prism. Yeah, you just kind of beat on it, make it flat on all 4 sides, all 6 sides actually.
Look at green over there. Look at dark.
All right, again, because I'm not sitting here waiting for y'all to finish playing. 'Cause I'm not doing the playing thing. Does everybody have a rectangular prism?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Moving on.
Kayla, why you touching your chin with the
So for problem number 1, it says, name the shape. So we're using our, oh, I gotta show you how to cut first. Let me do that. So we're gonna cut it. If everybody can see my rectangular prism that I have right here on my desk. We are gonna use this string. This is gonna be our knife. This represents our plane, okay? That plane that they gotta break through to get to the end zone. Wrap it around both your fingers, kind of give you some stability and make it kind of strong in the middle. We're gonna go from vertex to vertex on the top right here. So stand it up just like this, so that your square is on the top. And if you wanna see how I'm cutting it, I'm passing my string like this, diagonal from corner to corner, okay? So you might have to kind of saw it a little bit, go back and forth, but usually if you just press it down hard enough, you'll be able to pass straight through the clay, just like I'm doing right now. So very carefully, I'm going all the way through. Once I get to the bottom, I gotta move it around a little bit. Once you're touching the desk, you can let go of one finger, pass the string on through. Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah, once you use it a lot, it's gonna be soft.
the deep fish.
But you end up cutting it. Yeah, just like me and Chase got. Asia's one looked pretty good too. DeMonte's one looks fantastic. DeMonte, what shape do you have right there in your hand on the desk actually? Because I want to see the one on the desk. No, the other one. Right there. What shape is that? Sorry? I don't know why y'all laughing. No, it's not funny. It's a what? Just a triangle. This whole thing right here is a triangle.
I mean a rectangle. Okay.
This whole thing's a
Triangular prism.
This whole thing's a rectangle. It's a what?
Triangular prism.
Triangular prism. Does everybody else have a triangular prism? You cut it the wrong way. You wasn't paying attention. You cut it horizontally. You cut it parallel instead of perpendicular. So we have a triangular prism. Is what you should have. Now we're going to use this triangular prism just like it says for problem 1 and 2. Use the right triangular prism that you created out of modern clay. So number 1, name the shape of the cross section. So this isn't a cross section. This is our shape right now. Okay? Triangular prism. We need to cut it to create a cross section, and they want us to cut the right triangular prism parallel to its bases. What's my bases at? What's my bases right now? What's my bases on this shape, on this solid? No. How did you name this? How did you name this? How do you name a prism? By its base. So what's my basis? So if I need to cut this parallel, am I cutting it straight through the triangle? Like Dwayne would have done? No, I gotta cut it this way, right? Okay, so take your plane and cut through your triangular prism parallel to the bases. So the bases of the triangles, meaning I don't cut through the triangles, I cut through down right here. And if you want to lay it down, you can. I'm just going to go ahead and hold my thumb on it and pass my plane straight through. And then when you open it up, you can see your cross section. What shape is my cross section? A triangle. The cross section is a triangle. So for number 1, what is the shape of the cross section that you see when we cut a triangular prism parallel to its base? Stop playing with the Play-Doh. Write down the answer for number 1. When we cut it parallel to the bases, a triangular prism makes triangles. Aja said she got Play-Doh, she ain't even opening up her book. This is like kindergarten again. Yay!
Piece of cheese right
We all need some naps.
So, going back to my next sheet, I went ahead and put that triangular prism down. Is this still a triangular prism? Is this still a triangular prism, other half? Yeah. So if we take a look at number 2. Number 2 says, name the shape of the cross section that results from cutting the triangular prism perpendicular to its bases. So I want to now cut it. Am I going through the triangle or not through the triangle? Through the triangle. We perpendicular to its bases, 90-degree angle. I think there's a whole bunch of different ways I can cut this. I can cut it all kind of different places. You cut yours however you feel like cutting it. I'm cutting mine perpendicular, 90-degree angle, straight through.
It's kind of flimsy.
Okay, I cut mine. Don't worry about how I cut mine. Don't be looking at me. Cut yours. Cut it through the base. And then open it up and take a look at your cross section. I'm showing Winner my picture. Like that.
Oh my God, they get the pill of Play-Doh?
Okay, what shape you got? What shape is your cross section? Where your string past that? What shape do you have? A who? Rectangle? My man here got a cube. He said the hell with a triangular prism. He ain't doing it. Here's my cross section. What shape?
I got this.
And I cut mine way over here. I didn't even put it right here. Cut it way over here. Okay? Rectangle. What you got? What you got? Oh, we're not even doing it no more. Okay, so this class
Look at Tara.
slide we ain't gonna do it.
No, I
What shape
did
you
it.
got? Me too. I got a rectangle too. What shape you got?
No.
That boy, I don't got a rectangle.
You guess a rectangle. Okay.
I got a rectangle prism.
So it is not a rectangular prism. A cross section is not a 3D shape. The cross section is just this flat part right here. So what shape you got? What is that? Look at it where your string pass. What shape is that? You're looking at it. What you see? A rectangle. That's the cross section. The cross section is not the whole piece. Sure, this whole piece is just a small triangular prism. This whole thing is a look, bro. I'm not gonna keep teaching if y'all not gonna pay attention. This whole thing is a smaller triangular prism, but the cross section, which is the part that we need to understand what it is a flat piece where the plane passed through, aka the string, and it makes a rectangle. Okay? Now, take all your dough, all your clay, you can ball it up, kind of smash it together. Because for number 3 and number 4, we need to create a, what type of shape?
Square pyramid.
Square pyramid.
No, you lying. I'll put some big dough. Alright. That is sticky.
If you want to see how I'm going to do it, I can kind of show you what I'm going to do. I think I did an okay one. Or move somewhere else. So I'll kind of put mine down on the desk because it don't really stick to the desk. It does turn it colors. And I'm going to kind of like I'll push mine down. So I'm going to make it flat on one side because a square pyramid is going to have four lateral faces, right? So if you just go ahead and push down on 4 sides, it ends up making a pyramid. I'm going to make mine a little bit taller than this.
Once you start using that light, it's sticky.
It gets softer once you use it. All right.
You know what?
So lateral face, lateral face. Keep smushing down though. Still ain't the way I want it.
I don't even know that this is like a photo. But I don't even know. I don't know how they expect us to make a triangle.
Well, because the problem is that Belrose Primary don't let y'all do arts and crafts apparently, because y'all can't use scissors, y'all can't use clay.
Oh yeah, we can.
So I mean, like, I don't know, y'all must not have done nothing over there.
Yeah, all we did was color.
So once I kind of got me a little halfway looking pyramid with 4 lateral faces, I'm gonna use my string to cut it in to make it look like a square base. So this is about the best square pyramid that I can make. Okay, so here's my little pyramid, my little small square pyramid. And number 3 says, cut your square pyramid parallel to the base. So if I cut this parallel to the base, that mean I'm cutting through the base? No. Parallel to the base means I never touch the base. Parallel means you never touch. So I'm cutting straight through, parallel to my base. It opens up, and here's my cross section. What shape is that? So what do Monte? Monte said we have a square. So if you have a square pyramid and you cut parallel to the base, you're gonna have a square. Even the part that's still down here on the table is also a square, right? Now if you put it back together, so the answer to number 3 is square. Now the next one, they want us to cut it perpendicular to the base. So there's a bunch of different ways you can cut it perpendicular. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it perpendicular on my side over here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. I cut mine different than probably all of y'all cut yours. Different than Chase cut his. Chase went straight through the point of the pyramid, right? Is that what you did? Let me see yours. Oh wait, this is still your pyramid though, huh? You didn't cut it yet. Can I cut it? Alright, so this is Chase's pyramid. I'm gonna cut his through, and I'm gonna cut his straight through the top, perpendicular to the base. Alright, so here's Chase's cross section. I don't know what y'all giggling for. What shape is Chase's cross section? A triangle. Because he cut his straight through the base. Mine, see what I do with mine? Mine's right here. Is mine a triangle?
Yeah.
I got flat sides right here. Mine is a trapezoid. Okay? Mine's a trapezoid. Chase's one's a triangle. I wonder what's the difference. Where what? The way we cut it. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this interactive I got up here on the screen. We're actually done with the clay.
Boy, this stuff turning my hands right there.
So you can come on and let's put yours right here. String can go in the garbage can. Well, my hands are blue. The first solid, I should say, not shape. The first solid that we dealt with was this triangular prism, right? Okay? So, this, we can pretty much do the same exact thing that we just did, except a whole lot easier and a whole lot cleaner. What you see right here is the cross section. So this gray plane is cutting this triangular prism. Is that parallel to the bases or perpendicular to the bases?
That would be
No, perpendicular.
parallel.
Parallel, is it ever touching the bases? No, and parallel is two lines that never touch, right? So that means that this is parallel to the bases. Now, when we cut it parallel, you get what type of shape as a cross section? A triangle, right? If I change that up, and I'm going to go ahead and I got to figure out what button is the one that rotates it. Yeah, we can cut it like this. All right, so perpendicular, 90 degrees. I didn't change that. I changed that plane to a 90-degree perpendicular line. Is this perpendicular to the bases now?
Yes.
Yes, it goes straight through the bases. Which shape do you have here?
Rectangle.
A rectangle. Your cross section is a rectangle. And let me see if I can just rotate it the way I want it to be. I don't know what that button even does. Oh, that goes the other way. This one is the one I want to rotate. Now, what I want to figure out is my cross section a rectangle all the way through? I can see, let me go ahead and put this back the way it was. When I had it parallel, is it always a triangle? Is it a triangle? I'm gonna move it back. I'm gonna move it back and forth through this triangular prism. Is it always a triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the shape. It never changes except for right there because I'm not at the right angle. See, that's 0. And this one should be 0. So let's see if it ever changes from a triangle. You ever see a change?
No.
All the way through, it's a triangle. Okay? So when you cut it parallel to the base, no matter where you cut it, you're going to get a triangle. Let me go ahead and do perpendicular. Nope, not that one. Degree. Now I want to turn it this way. Should I do it that way? I'll do it like this. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and move it through. What shape do you have right now? Do you think it's always going to stay a rectangle?
Maybe.
Maybe? Let's see. I'm bringing it closer, closer. The rectangle just looks like it's getting bigger, right?
Yeah.
Right? Until I pop out of the prism, then it's no longer, it's nothing anymore because my plane is outside the prism right here. But if I go back into the prism, it's a rectangle, it's a rectangle, it's a rectangle, but now it's getting smaller. I wonder if it's going to stay a rectangle.
Yeah.
Until I get right before I pop out. Is that still a rectangle?
No, that's a line.
That is a line segment. Okay? So it's a rectangle all the way through until the very tip of that prism, the very edge, right before it pops out, it becomes a line segment. Okay? Is that what y'all saw when y'all cut y'all's?
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much all had rectangles because we didn't cut it on the very edge, right? We cut it further into the actual shape. And we all got rectangles, but if we'd have cut it just on the tip, we'd have got a line segment. Now let me change this up now, and I could have stayed on that one, but let me just go to this one because it got a pyramid already. Okay, so now we have a pyramid. It has a plane. It's being cut how against the base?
Parallel.
Parallel. Is Deja the only one that knows parallel? That's an easy question everybody should answer, right? If it's not touching the base, it is parallel. So this particular plane is cutting parallel to our square base down here. So let's see, what do we get when we move through this pyramid? What shape do we have for a cross section right now? Square. You can see it right here, or you can see it right here. Let me go ahead and move through this thing. I'm going to go ahead and go down first. Is it always a square?
Yes.
But it's getting
Bigger.
bigger, right? Kind of like that rectangle did in that triangular prism, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me go up now. Going up, It's getting smaller now, just like that rectangle did earlier. What do you think is gonna happen when we get right before we pop out of the top of the pyramid?
It's gonna be a dot.
It's gonna be a what?
A dot.
A dot. And we popped out right here, so let me go back one tick. And what do we have? A point. All right, the very point of the pyramid is our cross section now. So all the way through, when we cut parallel, a pyramid parallel, it's square, 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 because that's the base, a square, until we get to the very top, and then it becomes a point. Let's see about cutting it perpendicular. Let me go 90, like so.
No, wait till he confused.
I didn't say I was confused. I said different.
Okay, so now we're cutting this pyramid perpendicular. What shape? That's the way I had cut mine, right? I cut my pyramid perpendicular, and I had a trapezoid. What did Chase have though? He had a triangle, right? So let me see, where do you see a triangle at? It's trapezoid, 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 still trapezoid, trapezoid, trapezoid. Tell me when you see a triangle. Triangle. Why is it now a triangle and not a trapezoid? Because it's cut at the tip of the pyramid, right? Now let me keep on going. Keep going here. There's my triangle. Now I'm going back. What it is now? Trapezoid, 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 trapezoid. Right? So I want you to be able to see, so that when we're doing problems and we got to sketch these things, if I tell you, hey, I got a square pyramid and I want you to cut it perpendicular, not through the point, what shape are you going to be able to draw for me? Trapezoid. But if I tell you, hey, we got a square pyramid and I want you to cut it perpendicular straight through the point, which picture are you going to draw? A triangle. Okay? And that's what this lesson's all about. Being able to figure out which shape we've got and cutting and drawing those cross sections. Okay? So we actually are exactly where we stopped at in the other class. We're going to start again tomorrow talking about cross sections and actually drawing them. And that's the whole rest of this lesson, is just drawing cross sections. And then we'll move on to the next lesson. Okay?
So are you going to test tonight?
Tonight.